Hi everybody, I'm Tabitha and today we're talking about outlining. There are two basic camps when it comes to writing, and that would be planners and pantsers. And if you've never heard those terms before, I'll try to give you a quick rundown really fast. Pantsers is the affectionate term used for those who sit down at the computer and write by the seat of their pants. They have no real plan, they let the story guide itself, and they just go with how it feels. Planners, also known as plotters, are the people who plan their plot ahead of time and sit down at the computer with a detailed outline in order to write their story. Now, I'm here to let you in on a little secret. Even the best plotters, like me, do a little pantsing from time to time. We just do ours in a form known as outlining. All of our pantsing happens when we sit down to outline. So today I'm breaking down for you what your outline should look like and why I think you should be making them. Let's get into the basics of what an outline actually is. When you were in elementary, junior, or high school, you learned that an outline is a bulleted list of things. Well, that's true in fiction as well, but an outline for fiction is a bulleted list of the scenes the way you see them in your story. This outline is for you. That means there's no real rules when you're outlining. Each scene can include who's going to be in it, where they're going to be, what's going to happen. It can have dialogue. It can just be add in something bad so that we hate our antagonist. Whatever. They get to be as detailed as you want them to be because these are for you. The point is to get down every scene you envision in the order in which you envision it. After your full outline is done, you'll use that to write your story. But now when you go to flesh out the scenes, you remember exactly what you thought you wanted and you know where the story is going. So you get to drop fun little carrots along the way if you're writing mystery or even if you just like to surprise readers. If you write smaller chapters, each of those bullet points is going to be a chapter. If you decide not to write smaller chapters, that's okay. Just remember that these scenes are already blocked for you. You can choose how many scenes to include in your chapters. Now that we're all on the same page as far as what an outline is, let's talk about why I think you should be outlining. Number one, outlines are more efficient. You can get these sometimes bad ideas down on the paper early on and then play around with them. They can be revised, edited, moved around. Have a scene you've decided needs to be cut, cut it. Have a scene you've decided needs to appear in a different spot, copy, paste it. This is easier to do when you only have scene descriptions. They're fast to cut and move around instead of having to move an entire scene. Plus, when you're reworking a book, moving an entire scene can cause timeline issues later on. When you're reworking an outline, you can fix those when you go to draft. Number two, outlines keep your book from falling flat. I hear from new writers all the time in writing groups that sometimes they get to the climax or midway point of a story and it falls flat for them. They don't know where it's going to go next. They don't know what's going to happen next, and they struggle to actually finish a story. If your outline is already done, you've already considered at least one possible ending. This keeps you from stalling halfway and allows you to finish with the ending that you had in mind. The third reason I think you should outline is because outlining has no rules. If you've ever looked at the writing community on Twitter, for example, and noticed it's inundated with people telling you what you should or shouldn't do when you're writing, you're going to love outlining because outlining has no rules. You can sit down to outline and write in any point of view you want because it's just an outline. You can break all of the rules or completely ignore them in an outline and worry about it later. Outlines are story and scene focused. Now I'm going to answer a few questions from you that I commonly get on outlines. These are real questions that I've been asked either at writing conferences or writing groups that I'd like to answer for all of you. First, does my outline ever change? The answer to that is yes, all the time. Look, outlines are a roadmap. Just like when I get in the car to take my kids to school, I might change the route I take because of traffic or construction or just because I feel like it. My outline can change my story just as much. I've sat down and changed an outline completely because I didn't like the way it ended. I've changed an outline just to see if I like a new ending better. I've changed a story in the moment and gone completely off of my outline because that's the way it felt. And all of that is okay. Outlines are just a roadmap. I've also been asked, does it take a long time to outline? The answer to that, no. It usually takes me at most a week, and that's including time to rework it or reorganize it. I've also been asked, do outlines really help you? My answer to that is yes. I've noticed I rewrite my stories less when I use a detailed outline first. It's probably because of how much I rework and reword my outlines. Another common question, can I write without one? The answer to that is yes, I can, and so can you. I just don't like to. Okay, that is it for me and my notes on outlining. If there's something you're still wondering, drop it in the comments. And if I can help you, you know that I will. Hit subscribe so that you'll know when I'm back. Keep plotting the path to your dreams, and I will see you next week. Bye.